So, right. Ngoja Pauline aseme. Nasema hivyo. Okay, all right. So guys, today on this show we are having a guest, Madam Pauline. She's an amazing and lovely. We call her an amazing Pauline. And on my right, Mr. Erick, aka at MIRANNAIRE'S POD. So today I'm hosting Pauline and Erick at MIRANNAIRE'S POD. And my name is Mercy Lihayo at Mercy Lihayo TV on YouTube. Please guys, support our channel, subscribe, comment, like and share so that we can continue supporting. You can continue supporting us. We want to grow. So I'll let our guest to introduce herself and tell us a few details about her.
Wow. Thank you for that heartwarming introduction, Mercy. As you've heard, they call me Pauline, but I go by the name Pauline Esther Wangari. Currently, I'm working as an education consultant with a Kenyan firm based in Nairobi. But I'm also an entrepreneur and a beauty consultant on the side. I'm also really passionate about young mothers, especially young single parents. Not just mothers, but to the dads too. We acknowledge and we shout out to you as well. But currently, I'm looking at mentoring young girls, especially who have either dropped out of school because of giving birth to children, or are struggling young parents who do not know how to go about life. Yes, that's just a brief of what I do. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's an amazing Pauline. So thank you so much, Pauline. And on my right, at MIRANNAIRE'S POD.
Well, I think they've known me from the first video that we did. My name is Erick, of course. AKA, should I give him the other names that I have? Yeah, so my YouTube channel is MIRANNAIRE'S POD. Of course, on Facebook you can find me at MIRANNAIRE or Erick Mira. On Instagram also at MIRANNAIRE Erick Mira. So basically, we decided to do a podcast starting last week. So mine will be talking about how to improve as a human being, based on the people that we've seen, based on the people that I've had the privilege to converse with, from IE as well as I was mentioning on my podcast, people like fitness gurus. We have a lot of friends who do a lot of exciting things, from fitness to actually things like martial arts, to people who are in the private sector doing big things and actually improving Kenya. So those are the people that I'm planning on bringing on my show, of course. And of course, with collaboration with Mercy at Mercy Lihayo TV, we hope to elevate and of course educate and of course grow as a people. So yeah, I'm honored to be on the second one.
Welcome. So Pauline here has talked about being passionate about young mothers.
Yes.
So what motivates you to talk about that?
Well, this is going to be me being vulnerable with all of you viewers, but here goes. So when I got pregnant, I was pretty young. I was in between, even just getting to know myself as a person. I was not even so close to what we call self-discovery. Do they call it that? Yes, I believe. So I really struggled with a lot of issues. And truth is, when I look back, if I didn't have the support system I had at the time, then maybe things would have been worse. Or I believe things would have been worse. But I thank God for the people I had at the time. So the reason I'm passionate about it is because, bearing that in mind, I'm thinking, what of someone who does not even have any support system whatsoever? These are people who just end up in depression, or they just live a frustrated life, and it's not because of anything that is material, but just because of the support and knowledge and information of about basic things on how to go about life. For example, once you give birth, especially if you are not in a stable kind of setup, you'd wonder, now how do I go about life? Do I go back to school? Do I go out and seek employment? How do I even go about life? So that is the reason why I'm very passionate about that.
That's so powerful. So you've talked about mostly the mothers. So I also believe there are some young single parents who are gentlemen. So Eric, could you shed some light on that? Because I believe there are such cases.
Yeah.
Because when we are doing young single parents, we have to be both sides. But mostly I know the ladies are usually affected the most because they carry that burden. So what about the gentlemen?
On our end, I don't know how I could answer that, but let me try and rephrase it as best as I can. Actually, I usually feel the situation is very unfair for the ladies because, of course, you don't have a child of your own. You must have met a person who was promising you the world. Yeah? Everyone does that. I also do that. You guys also do that.
You
Because
especially.
me especially. Yeah, but a lot of people do that, and it's not because of any malice or anything. It's because when two people meet and they have a moment together, most of the times there's that passion to try and improve the life of the other person. Yeah? So of course there's dreams that are going to be made there, and of course all of it to have sex. Yeah, and then of course once you guys have sex, and then that's when the reality kicks in. Not every man is really responsible, but I'd say for most people it's usually for the guy's part. Now I'm talking about the guys, and this is not about an excuse any guy, but on the onset I feel, now this I'm talking about from the experience that I've seen from part of my friends and like a bit of family members. It's the panic that sets in, especially if you find that a guy who, let's say, has a shaky job or doesn't even have a job. You know, love doesn't choose whether your partner has a job or does not have a job. So you might love the guy and he is looking to try and make a future with you, but maybe at that time, you know, you guys were having sex. Nobody was thinking about, oh, we have sex today, we have a child, and then we continue and like move on to like the life that you are planning. Right? But now you find that once you've given him this information, not everyone receives it as positive. Because one, like if you were to ask me now, I'll be like, that's no problem with me. You know, as long as I get you pregnant and I love you, we love each other, we can work something out and try and start life together and build it together. But most people, I'd say, how old was he? The guy you were with at that time? Don't mention his name or anything, but in terms of age-wise, was he a young man?
Can we not talk about that?
That's fine. Anyway, my point is, if it's a person who is mostly like still in his young phase, and you see, biologically we are different. You guys mature faster than us. Even from the time there's an article I was watching. So some guy was saying, a professor, whereby he was saying a guy's IQ doesn't mature until you are, I believe, 35 and above. So when you talk to a 20-something now guy with no like stable future ahead, there's that panic mode that comes towards a guy, because now they see, now you have to marry this chick, now you have to, there's a child coming on, now you don't have a child. You see, that's not an excuse, but I'm saying most of it, there's a panic that happens to most youths. That's why you find there's a lot of irresponsible people, of which I feel if you had a mentor, or like the way it used to happen, like there's like the wazes there, or like an elder person who had kids, they can just put the guy on the side and tell him, don't worry, this is how life starts. No one starts after marriage or anything. You start where you are. Yeah.
So Pauline has something.
Yeah.
I think she has a point.
Yes.
She has
So
to say about
I'm
that.
actually listening to you, and all what you're saying is almost 100% right. However, of the thinking, with whichever age engaging sexually with this person, first of all, I really am passionate about walking in purity. But for those people who are not, also there are people who you know yourself and you really know that you're not able to walk in purity or serve yourself until a marriage set up.
Oh, when you say walking in purity, that's where I got
Right,
lost a bit.
walking in purity is not having sex, not committing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone who's committed to you is not your boyfriend.
Yes.
The commitment is a ring and a wedding, not a wedding basically, but marriage. Doing it formally. That's the only recognized commitment in the land of Kenya
Yeah.
and even for God. So when I got pregnant, I was young, I was wild and free,
Yeah.
as I call it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you only live once, so
Yeah.
so it could happen when you're not even ready or you're not even thinking it could happen. So we're not really looking at the opportunities of it happening. We are looking at it at the point of I've already had this baby, here I am. So I've received contacts from men who are raising children on their own, and that's mostly men in the villages. They're not in the villages, but even here in the city, a man will really tell you, I had 2 children, I had married this lady, I had 2 children with her, but she just eloped. So that's a case of a single parent as well. So I'd like to say single fathers do exist, and we appreciate the effort that these men put in. You know, if it's hectic to raise a child on your own, for a woman, it must be twice for a man.
Yes.
Remember, the man does not even have a maternal bond compared to the mom, the mother. So things like, basic things like even knowing how to feed the child are something they're not aware of. And if they lack a support system as well,
It's
easy
a
for them to
challenge.
crash.
Yeah.
You can totally
Yeah.
crash.
Yeah.
And just to add on to that, even the guys, once you decide to like have a lady in your life, and you decide to like engage even, I understand the point that you said, at least show commitment and even show arrangement. For most guys who you find that they've decided, okay, this is my lady, and then of course we're going to have sex. We are biological beings, and that is a part of us.
Yes.
But if you decide to go through that route with somebody else's daughter, of course, be prepared to like go with her all the way.
Yes.
You don't decide to get somebody pregnant, and then once the baby is there, then now that's the time. You skedaddle. That's all I like to say. You panic and then you leave. You should not take responsibility because the baby was not made by the lady alone. And the problem is, I believe it's the reason why people do it as much. It's the society puts a lot of pressure on the lady rather than the guy. Yeah. Because you see, if let's say if I did something like that, God forbid, I'm hoping that will happen in my life. But in any case, if it happens, and then I was to leave, of course the lady will feel bad and criticize me, but the society will criticize her more, which is very unfair.
So unfair.
Actually, the truth is, for me, I felt that the society didn't even care who is this man.
Yeah, they don't.
Where is he?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to know. So all eyes are on you as a
Yeah.
lady.
Yeah.
You're the one responsible for the mess or for the whatever thing you did. But now, which actually still pushes me to really get a support system for the young women who would be lacking such. Because even outside the context of someone who was just having fun, there are those young ladies in high school or even in primary schools who get to have babies out of very weird circumstances. Some of them are raped and they never speak of it because their community stigmatizes them speaking up. They are not well. They are not well opened up in the context of sharing and bringing out whatever they've gone through. So they end up pregnant. And what happens for that? They drop out of school. And you see, this is something that she can go get the period to nurse her pregnancy, get the baby, nurse the baby for a few months, and go back to school. But how many times do we get these young ladies being cancelled through to that process of you still have your future ahead of you. You can still nurse the baby for a few months. If you have someone to watch the baby for you, well and good. Go back to school. If you don't have someone to watch the baby for you, what are you gifted with? Do you have a gift that you can put into practice for you to generate income until you're able to pay and even just cater for your own needs for that period?
So we see in the current world, I'm not just saying Kenya alone, we see these cases happen, like on a daily basis. Every day we have single parents coming in, especially at a younger age. Some are even in primary school. You find a primary school kid who has attained the puberty stage. They are doing these adult stuff. So I don't know what advice would you give, say, for the ladies, and Eric can share a few insights for the boy child, because at times also the boy child is just there. They also need some support. And Pauline has talked about the support system. Actually, the support system is a very important thing. Once a child, you see that's a child who still needs to grow up and then be brought up to some level before they start this. What advice do you have to parents and also kids who get themselves into this all stuff?
So first of all, I'd like to be very, very clear on us reaching out to people. So when I sit with ladies or men, I ask them, do you have young people who you're mentoring? Do you have, and please note, mentorship does not involve money. It only involves your time. Your time and willingness. So in real sense, I'd like to just ask, even just you, our viewer, how many people are you actually mentoring? How many young people who can say, I know so and so, I know Eric, he's been calling and checking on me, how my studies are going. He's been telling me to avoid sexual intercourse because I'm still in school. I've been telling him I like this girl, but I want to keep her for friendship until the right time, and such things. So the first thing is, it's our own responsibility, us that already know what happens. You know, when someone is younger, I can actually picture myself when I was younger. Because I think that I was so curious to know.
Yeah.
But no one came my way to tell me.
No, this is not your time.
You know, no one came my way to tell me this is the best way to go about it. Even our own parents, for some reason, some are not that open to even tell you such things. And even it's just the African culture as well. But for us who are aware, it's our responsibility to have a friendship with that young person. Have that mentorship friendship with these people. Because I can picture myself, if I had someone at my young age tell me this is how to go about life, get to like boys, get boys to like you, but don't let it go past this stage. This stage is only reserved for marriage. Alright. So the first thing we need to do is, let's stop pointing fingers. Let's stop saying, oh, have you heard so and so is pregnant?
Yeah.
So that's when so personal, because you knew them. What did you do for that to tell them that, hey, you're in school, concentrate on your schoolwork, this will come and there'll be so much time for that. So let's first take responsibility. The other thing I'd say is that as much as it has already happened, let's love on those people. Let us do everything we can. Remember, it's not always about money. It's not about even giving someone anything. Just sharing the knowledge and having them accountable to you. Let this child know, even from the village, let them tell you what they score for their exams. What did they score? Let them be free with you. Let them open up to you. Because if they don't have someone to open up to in their village, then it might be really difficult for them to be able to overcome such situations. Because remember, I told you, if I can look at myself when I was younger, my mind was just playing on, oh, I want to find out how this works.
Yeah.
Oh, I have these amazing feelings for this person, I want to find out how this works. So if I had someone to tell me, yes, it's cool, you're feeling these things, but this is how to deal with those feelings. This is what you do until a specific age. So I can still speak on support groups. We have parents who are amazing for those of us who have, but can you imagine someone who does not have a parent?
Yeah, I was about to go to ask you
Yeah.
in terms of because we have, of course, you had a good support system that is very well, but you find we have a lot of families that are like single parents, right?
Yeah.
And you see, there's this notion that people think just because this is from a single, this person is from a single parent, automatically they are going to have the same situation, of which that one is it's a fallacy. That one does not
It's a
happen that
fallacy.
way. But of course, we need to avoid, because you might find a lady who has a small child. Of course, she also goes to work. She has to look for money to support this
The
child.
child, yeah.
And the child only goes to school, and remember, you interact with other people there. Yeah? And then that's where the communication gets lost, because you might find she gets to fall in love with a certain boy out there, or a certain man out there, and then things happen. So are there any centers whereby children in such situations can get like guidance? Because remember, they don't have the support system of the aunts, the uncles, the fathers who are close by to actually inform them of most of these things. I think, do we have centers in Kenya whereby like we have girl groups whereby girls or anyone from less privileged situations, they could go and get guidance and assistance?
Yes, I believe we have. I believe we have them. We can share on our next podcast.
Yeah.
And go into details on that on our next podcast.
Yeah.
But that is one of my dreams, to actually open up a center that will be a support system for this girl child who has no one to go to, really, just themselves. So that is one of the things we can do, and we can work towards even now.
Yeah.
So guys, if you'd like to, if you're also passionate in this area and would like to maybe talk partnership on this, feel free to reach out to us.
Yeah, you can share, and I will share Pauline's details in the description box. Her TikTok account, her
She's
email
a very good
address.
TikToker.
She's also a good TikToker.
Yes.
Please support her. And then education-wise, she will also support you in whatever she does. And also, Erick will do the same. So guys, if you're watching us, please support us. Give the video a thumbs up. I know you can hear some noise in the background, but I hope it doesn't distort the sound so much. So please bear with us, and then next time when we meet, we will do a better video. So this is at Masili Hayo TV, at MIRANNAIRE'S POD, at Pauline Wangari. Until next time, bye.
And just adding to one, just before we like close the show, for those guys who are like putting like scores or like trying to take advantage of the ladies out there, if there's a lady who loves you and you don't really love them as much, please don't put them in that situation. Yes, they might get heartbroken, but at least you've left them with their dignity and also their future at hand. Remember, once they give birth, there's a newborn there. They live for also that child. That's a whole generation. If let's say this lady wanted to do some different career path, and then they've had a child, of course now they have to reassess based on their career path and the child that is coming in. You, in your case, you are still good. You want to do the things you're doing, and that is not okay.
It's
that
not
is
okay.
totally
It's not
not
okay.
okay. So if you are that person, please stop. And in any case, if you ever find yourself in that situation, it's not the end of life. It's not the end of life. Every child is a gift from heaven. So never forget that, because you never know. You have a lot of like. I'll give an example of who's this guy from Apple. Like, is it Tim Cook? I'm forgetting his name. He edited it. It's not there. But this guy never knew. I think he was a doctor or something. They never knew the parents. But again, now everyone is using iPhones. The new technologies are coming up because of their technology, and that child was an orphan. Imagine if that child was aborted or didn't have a chance to like live a fulfilled life. It would have been a tragedy. So if you find yourself in that situation, soldier on. Same as how you're soldiering in now, soldier on with that chick. Make sure you build a good family, and you never know. Things always work out in there.
And if you need any support, please reach out to any person who is near you. Those are the people that just find someone whom you can share how you are feeling. Just share, and sharing is caring,